In Taiwan, you can literally eat for 24 hours a day. And we're not talking about sandwiches here. The array of food is mind-boggling. Fried, grilled, braised, with ingredients from land, air, sea. But I don't want to spend too much time raving about Taiwan's round-the-clock bite-sized culture. You folks will probably just see it all as just meat on a stick. And to be frank, most Asian cities, such as Hong Kong, Bangkok, and Singapore, also boast a unique spread that you can chum on, even at the latest of hours. So what I am interested in knowing is, what does our Taiwanese late-night menu say about us? Is it all about the hustle to make a living? Anywhere in the world? After all, our little island did take over many streets across the globe, with humble snacks like popcorn chicken and the guabao that many call the Taiwanese burger.
My take on that is that they're easy for restaurateurs who maybe just have a truck or a stand. It's very low overhead costs. This is like originated from back in Taiwan, where somebody would just push a cart down the street and maybe have a deep fryer and you'd have popcorn chicken or you'd have stinky tofu or something like that.
If that was just it, then why are Taiwanese people always so eager to point out the foods that come from the island?
The Taiwan identity, I think, plays a major role. You need something Taiwan, and food is probably the fastest way.
So it's the hustler's mentality, paired with this ever-present need to tell everyone just what Taiwan is about. Or maybe more than just a need. Bite-sized culture is something that helps us express who we are as small island people. The immigrants who came here from China, from Taiwan, they had to start restaurants because they didn't have any other choice. It was a means for survival. For us, it's because we had shitty grades and we had all to do. And we had the luxury of doing this because we love it. My name is Eric Z, and I'm from Taiwan. But now I run 2 restaurants serving my brand of Taiwanese food in New York City. I too am partial to some of these bite-sized recipes on my menu. In fact, they're some of the best sellers. But I come from a different era compared to the chefs who launched the Taiwanese culinary invasion back in the 1980s. And now I'm wondering, how are others like myself evolving our island's late-night snacking culture? And what does that say about us and how we relate ourselves to the world we live in?
So Izmir is more of a business city. The tourists are mostly here on business trips. The restaurants are very business-oriented. But I think the locals still retain a sense of pride in their cuisine, their culture. The thing is, when you think about entrepreneurship, when you think about a Taiwanese person leaving their home to start a new business, Turkey doesn't come to mind.
But I did find this restaurant run by a young Taiwanese lady right here. Her menu is a mix of street foods and Taiwanese classics. So I'm curious about what she's doing.
我今年27岁，然后我是出生自台湾的台中。那我从小就很爱吃东西，从小就是一个吃货。也因为我父母都很忙，小时候也没有空帮我们准备吃的，所以从小就是我跟我哥2个小朋友踩着凳子在厨房里面自己做吃的。
Loving to cook is one thing. Moving to one of the furthest places imaginable from home and opening a restaurant there is a whole other. So what gives?
所以面你研究多久？
面，因为我本来就会做啦，也没有研究多久。只是因为当然这边的面粉跟台湾面粉一定不一样嘛。那吸水性啊、筋性的不一样，那就是试了一阵子啦。
了解。那所以你面的 recipe 跟你饺子皮的 recipe 是一样的？
对，是一样的。
你是饺子跟馄饨吗？还是就是馄饨？
饺子、馄饨、面这样。
所以你饺，我看到有圆的有方的。
对，对。
你怎么教他？教他多久？
他不是我教的，他是我先生教的。How long time he works? 5 months. So you teach him 5 months like that?
Yes.
5个月。
5个月。所以他负责就是压面，然后切。
对对。我 在这个城市待了2年多了。我怎么来到土耳其，就是因为我的前夫是土耳其人，那就是很老套嘛，就是相识、恋爱、结婚，我就来土耳其了这样。我第1个月住在土耳其的时候，好煎熬哦，因为我是个吃货，然后这边的东西不是很合我胃口。比如说像青菜的话，他们大部分都是吃沙拉或炖菜嘛，所以就不会像台湾有那种空心菜啊，可以热炒的菜这样子。
这边有中超吗？
中超只有1间在伊斯坦堡，我们这个城市没有。
那你怎么进货？
请他们寄过来。但是我们的很多食材不是中超进的，我们直接跟那个酱料的厂那种经销商啊、代理商，
所以一次进一大堆，
都要进一大堆，不然价格很高。
所以你就没有，你就只能够说他们有什么你就用什么。
对，我从一开始就是很坚持说，就是用能够在这边找到食材，我就不要进口。
OK。
对，土耳其人大概2/3都不知道台湾在哪里，台湾是什么，甚至连我的熟客到现在已经吃我的料理吃2年了，还以为我是泰国来的。
所以你会不会形容你的餐厅为基本款的台菜？
绝对是基本款台菜，因为我绝对不会说我是专业的厨师。我卖的是乡愁，不是专业的食物。
这里台湾人应该很少，
很少，在全土耳其大概就几百个，甚至都不到1000个。
所以其实你卖的不是乡愁啊，因为如果你没有在卖给台湾人的话，就不是乡愁。你所有客人都是当地人的话，你就是在
也是，
你卖的就是台湾菜啊。
对。他们很喜欢吃我们的红油抄手，那因为那个抄手跟当地的食物还蛮像的，只是调味不太一样。那还有像糖醋鸡啊，或者是宫保鸡丁，他们也都很喜欢吃。因为我们台湾的菜特点就是有一点甜甜的嘛，那对他们来说就是一个很新鲜的味道。
Before we continue, I need to explain what Jun's best-selling item on her menu is. The chaosho, aka meat wonton. It's a spicy meat dumpling that is said to originate from Sichuan province in China. Yeah, the place where people breathe fire from eating all that chili. Obviously, we Taiwanese made it our own by adding our brew of vinegar into the recipe, though we kept the spice profile. And we call it hongyou chaosho, red oil wontons. There's only one catch to this recipe though. It's almost always pork. And I don't remember Muslims, and Turkey is a Muslim country, liking those animals very much.
这里人不吃猪肉。
对。
你当初是有没有就是这个念头闪过，还就是说哦，那我就不要做卤肉饭就好？
对啊，那就不要做牛肉就好。我对我自己的馅很有自信，我用牛肉也能做出猪肉的口感。我觉得最主要是一开始食材的品质跟酱料的选择，你就要做好。比如说牛肉比较会有一个味道，那你做抄手就可能大家普遍的印象会觉得没有猪肉好吃，那所以你就是要挑最新鲜，然后部位也要挑好，然后那个肥瘦的比例那些都要经过选择。你猜一下里面是什么？主要的基调是什么？因为你要饺子馅一定要有一个粘着的东西。对，那你猜一下它基调是什么？
马铃薯？
没错，
马铃薯泥嘛，对不对？
马铃薯泥，对，这个是全素的。
马铃薯泥、玉米，
对。
然后是什么菜？
菠菜，然后红萝卜。
那调味是什么样调味的？
调味也是一样，就是酱油啊，然后香油这样。
哎，我可以就吃一口那个吗？
不要，不用调。
香油很重。
对。因为它是 vegan， 我们通常馅料会放，比如说蚝油什么的，但是因为这个是 vegan， 它不能放蚝油嘛，那就你就要用一些其他的调味料，素的调味料去让它有味道。
When you taste Jun's food, it's very obvious that she's taken the steps to kind of modify the Taiwanese flavors for the local Turkish taste. It's very obvious. Just from the vegetarian dumplings that we talked about, the potato filling, right? That in itself is not seen throughout the island of Taiwan, right? That's her own creative thing that she made for the locals, right? There's a surging population of vegetarians, and she needed to cater to them, as well as the fact that 99% of the people here don't eat pork, and 99% of Taiwanese cuisine is pork, that in itself is already a challenge. So she adapted, right? There's plenty of beef dishes in Taiwan, So she just simply utilized the techniques of cooking beef in Taiwan and put it in a traditionally pork wonton.
But I also think it's not just as simple as subbing an ingredient while keeping the basic recipe the same. I really want to know what Jin has to work with and what she can source for her kitchen.
像伊斯坦堡跟伊兹密尔的感觉就很不一样。
是吗？
对，伊斯坦堡是一个比较古老的城市，
啊哈。
所以你会觉得好像比较有那种到中东、到欧洲的感觉。那伊兹密尔就比较 chill， 就是跟台湾也是有点像。
在这里好吃的都是什么？除了土耳其菜以外，
除了土耳其菜，应该说土耳其的异国食物不是很盛行，因为土耳其人他们对异国食物的接受度没有到很高，所以他们的异国餐厅不多。你刚刚看下来可能都有看一下，没有什么那种，甚至连欧美菜都比较少。对。
其实这一点跟台湾也有一点像。
对啦。
因为就台湾的菜，台湾的异国菜都会改良过，
改成台湾的味道。
对，因为台湾人就是，要么觉得你东西太咸，要么你东西太油，要么你东西太甜。
对。
就大家还是有一个自己的 preference。
The local supermarket is sort of a desert if you're looking for anything familiar from Asia. And it just tells me that Jin faces the usual challenge of sourcing what she needs. But I think the local produce just might give Jin a different edge with her Taiwanese bite-sized recipes.
就可以稍微看一下这样，然后他们就是会有像这种腌过的肉啊，这样。
他们肉的看跟我们吃饭的不太一样。
对啊，跟我们那边不太一样，对。
那你可以做牛肉汤，你有做牛肉汤吗？
我有牛肉面。
是哦。
对，但是跟台湾有点不一样，有改良过的。
OK。
这样，它那个是看五花啊，卷在一起，他们都是切一片，然后他们会卷在一起，这样。
然后再把它包起来。
对，包成这样。
OK。You know, in a sense, there are striking similarities with how some of the Fujianese people migrated onto the island of Taiwan way before the Chinese Civil War, right? And they had to deal with ingredients that were local to the land. That's no different from Jun coming to Turkey from Taiwan and not being able to find a bottle of soy sauce and trying to make 3-cup chicken. When we went to eat at Yijun's favorite restaurant, where they serve saouche, essentially a poached lamb face salad. Instantly, I knew we were gonna get along.
像这个的话，就是 portion 就是一份嘛，对，它就是一盘这样，然后它也会附饼，你可以自己卷，可以自己放你自己要的料啊，然后这个就是沙拉这样。
好，那我们就试这个吧。This is like a lamb salad.
好啊。
It's like lamb tongue, lamb face, lamb brains, and then they toss it with a bunch of herbs. Because it's something that you don't tend to show people from out of town, right? You want to show people the fanciest, the most 有面子 thing. But the fact that Yujin showed us, hey, this is what I like to eat once a week, right? It's boiled lamb face, lamb tongue, and lamb brains.
They can taste something Turkish because they use meze.
Normally I don't eat brain, but this is
Yeah, you should try it.
really
Yeah.
delicious.
Would you like?
Oh. Oh yeah. So creamy.
Yeah, yeah.
Like butter.
Yes.
Like bone marrow.
Yes.
Yeah. When somebody is so proud to eat food that is humble and food that is so approachable, that means that there's like a certain level to her personality that relates to that food, right? She's a person who likes what she likes and is absolutely unapologetic about it.
And after you tried it, you should drink little.
Yeah. With your pepper, with your
Turkish
drink.
people do like that.
Classic way.
Oh, it perfectly balances. It is super spicy.
Oh, really? Yeah. That's why we say you shouldn't put all of them.
This is water boiled.
Yeah.
Right? You're not adding more
Yeah.
oil.
Yes, yeah, that's
Not
right.
too much seasoning. Not too much salt either.
Yeah.
Which is great.
我觉得我开始喜欢上土耳其食物，是因为，可能住久了，开始习惯的时候，然后某一天就突然意识到说，不能这样子，就是你已经住在别的国家，我觉得 你就是要去适应当地的生活，不然你会让自己的生活不好过。你总不能天天想着说，我好想吃什么火锅啊，对不对？那我就渐渐开始去多方尝试他们土耳其的食物，然后我就发现有一些土耳其食物跟台湾其实口感蛮像的，那味道也有点类似。那我就找到了我的那个，就是那个吃货的那个精神。那就进去吗？
这里的海鱼都很新鲜吧？
虽然是靠海，可是送到盘上的时候已经不怎么新鲜了。
这是 branzino 吗？
那个是
branzino
鳟鱼吧？
好大一只。
然后他们冷盘就像这样。
哦，像台湾的那个货柜一样。
对，可是他们都是冷的。
这是 celery fennel。
什么东西？你可以问我。
这个是什么？
那个是朝鲜蓟啦。
啊 fennel。不是吗？
忘记，我忘记那个是什么。
English.
Artichoke.
Özel.
I think you know, yes.
Patlıcan yoğurtlu.
那个是茄子优格，
Patlıcan.
也是茄子类。
茄子，this is like
Deniz börülceği.
这个是海鲈水。
海鲈水。Big restaurant.
Big restaurant.
Yeah, small kitchen, big restaurant. Beautiful. It's charcoal? Is it on the grill?
Yeah.
Charcoal.
Yeah.
Nice. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you guys. Izmir was the stop that I was anticipating the least. And in turn, this is probably my favorite stop. Sort of the way the Turks live life, there's a sense of nonchalance with life. Why take shit so seriously? They have great food, great alcohol, great people, passionate on a daily basis about every subject.
Not quite done with Izmir yet. There's something here I really want to check out.
So, 知
So
道我们要去哪吗？
这样，
知道吗？
但他不知道路，
哦，
他不知道是哪一间。
我也不知道
我给他看一下。
Yes. This one right here.
Chacha Hassan. Oh, okay.
Very selfishly forcing them to go knife shopping with me.
There's also something I still want to know about Jun's journey here.
你自己经历的过程中间一定有什么挫折？你昨天有说他们男生比较大男人主义，
你看我们这个亚洲脸孔，然后我又是比较娇小的女孩子。那在做生意的时候，比如说我跟我前途一起去，不管是采购啊，或者是去谈事情什么的啊，那大家一定都不会把我当一回事嘛。比如说去买肉好了，最刚开始去买肉的时候，那他们拿出来的肉，我跟他们说这个我觉得有味道，不新鲜。那他们就很不以为然，没有想要理我的意思这样。但是我就很坚持，然后一直到就是我真的生气，我直接跟他们说这个肉你拿回去，我绝对不会用。这样，然后这样就是这样跟他们吵了几次，真的是吵了好大的架，吵了好多次。他们才渐渐就是有把我的话放在心上。
哎，你觉得你火爆的脾气有没有帮助你，在这移民的过程、创业的过程有帮助到你吗？
我觉得这算是一个双面刃，你知道，有帮助那也有坏处。帮助就是，比如说在这种不公不义的事情上面，我可以帮我自己争取到公平。但是在跟员工相处啊之类的，就比较没有那么圆融。
因为我觉得你 partner 他很温柔，所以在做生意这上创业这方面，我感觉啦，大部分都是你做主，然后他只是长得人高马大，帮你去处理而已。
就是我们会配合演出的很好，因为我是亚洲人，然后那时候我还都不会一句土语都不会说嘛。那虽然决定是我在做，可是需要他去翻译。那他个性比较软，他就会跟人家说啊，我老婆坚持怎么样怎么样怎么样，然后我在旁边一个生气的脸。
你觉得我就要这样子？
对，然后他在那边很温柔说啊，不好意思啊，就是这样，就是软硬兼施，你知道？
这是 good cop bad cop。
对对。
So the saying goes, right? Behind every successful man is a great woman. And in this context, it is flipped. Jun is able to showcase her cuisine because of her ex-husband, because of how supportive he is. And we spoke a little bit about it and how he played the good cop while she's the bad cop. And he did it not because of the restaurant, not because he wanted to showcase, Turkish cuisine to the Taiwanese people. He did it because it would make her happy.
All right, enough of the sentimental shit. Let me show you what I actually came to Turkey for.
What are you doing here?
Being an idiot, a usual New York idiot, just flirting with knives that I cannot bring home. It's a local knife maker. He makes the knives in a different city, but he makes them all by hand. And it's just craftsmanship. It's local craftsmanship that in any city, I try to buy some sort of local knives. I have way too many at home. My wife's gonna kill me, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Hey, how much?
这个150。
What is this for?
For cutting meat or
Bread? Oh, wow, you make this? Oh my God. What is this for?
ne için?
Bu Japon satırı olarak geçiyor. Hani şef bıçağı yerine böyle ne bileyim maydanozdur, soğandır, tık
啊，就
doğranır.
是切一些香菜或者是洋葱啊那类的。
I think out of everything I bought, this fucking cleaver is gonna drive my wife crazy the most. We have no space. We literally I have 20 knives at home, all just kind of shoved in a cupboard. And I just got 3 more.
None of you need to know what happened later when wifey found the knives. We're simply going to skip that and go back to Taiwan. Because it's way more interesting to see how bite-sized culture on the island is evolving as well. Okay, I really don't want to do a night market story. Every goddamn fucking travel or food show about Taiwan has a night market story anyways. But it is a hotbed of experimentation. Often, you get some of the newest creations on streets like this.
You always see night market vendors coming up with new flavors, new twists on things. Classic example is all the different things that people put on pizzas here, even tapioca balls being one of the most recent ones. I think a key thing is just the structure of the economy. The barriers to entry here are very low. That makes the environment very fertile for people to experiment and try different things.
Talk about staying ahead of the curve. I'm going to an old late night hangout of mine to check out if anything has changed. It's not quite where you expect to find good food, but we Taiwanese, we eat anywhere.
I mean, it's just memories, but I just, a hole in the table, and then they just put in an electric hot pot stove. It's still just mind-boggling. I've never seen this. This is genius. It's one of those things. It's like going from a rectangular wheel to a circular wheel. It makes so much sense. How come I've never seen it? And it's just, no, it literally is just they carved a hole inside this table, and then, I mean, there's an outlet here, but it doesn't even take that much work. So why don't more people have this? It's crazy. I am very passionate about this topic because I grew up going to karaoke's. My dad had his 50th birthday inside a karaoke with all his old friends and stuff, and they got catering. Karaoke in the West is kind of like the trashy dive bar, but in East Asia and in Mandarin-speaking culture, karaoke is a serious, serious affair, right? You have dinner, you have gatherings. It's like, it is probably the top entertainment choice. Over movies, over going to bars, you go sing karaoke. Here. Oh, It is the whole package. You can drink here, you can chat here, you can catch up, you can drink, you can eat, you can even make love here if you want. Depends on the kind of establishment, but the culture of karaoke is that it is the full package. That's why the establishments go above and beyond to make sure that their food is really good, because they want to keep you here so you can keep ordering drinks. I used to leave class early with a buddy of mine, and we go into karaoke in Taipei at 2 p.m. and we'd sing until 6, 4 hours, just the two of us, and we would only spend about 200 NT each. That's what, $8? I've never been to this branch, but I feel like the food offering it overlaps a lot, whether you're in the south or in the north. But hot pot is never seen, unprecedented for me, at least. Maybe I just don't know my stuff. But always dumplings, always beef noodle soup, and always a fried platter, because people are 90% of the time plastered when they're at karaoke, so this is a must. And according to them, I don't know if they're bluffing, but according to the general manager, they sell 300,000 dumplings a month. So remember how I said that karaoke's, as a business establishment, they want to figure out ways to keep you here for as long as possible. And one of the ways is to make sure that the food is absolute fire. In this instance, they just told me that each of their location has a head chef, and they make everything from scratch. They don't really do anything frozen. And it just goes to show like the length these proprietors go to ensure the food quality. I mean, this beef noodle soup, for instance, you can tell by how clear the soup is, because I know how difficult it is to make a good bowl of beef noodle soup with clear broth.
The hustle is real. I've not been back as much as I'd like in the last 10 years. The changes are subtle, but definitely there. That constant push to create new dishes and new ways of eating. It's even better if people don't sleep and just continue eating and spending. But I also don't think it's just all about business. Sometimes it reflects the changing habits of what and how people eat. And it can show us certain trends that may be emerging in the culinary scene. An unlikely place to spot these clues is the 24-hour Taiwanese convenience stores. No, I will not be all those YouTubers challenging myself, putting together a 3-course meal, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to try and one-up them.
Hi, morning!
I think the challenge right now is how do we create a 3-course meal from what is given, right? I think the convenience stores have started adding ingredients and fresh produce to their offerings, and it's kind of interesting. So let's see what we can do. 哎，不好意思，所以你们这边平常有什么东西我可以用来煮饭？
有我们微波炉，像烤箱都有免费提供。像你后面我们都有3台微波炉。
然后柜台后面也有3台。对，所以你们店里总共有6台。
对。
然后烤箱有几台？
烤箱有1台在下面。嘿，对。
烤箱最热可以到几度？
哎，它可以到200度哦。
我可以把生肉直接放进去吗？
可以啊。
那你不怕油烟 ？OK 吗？
不会啊，其实我们烤过。
哦，好。And when I was growing up, the selection was there, but it was nowhere near as comprehensive as this. Like we didn't have just white rice growing up. This is awesome. White rice, actually. Rice pudding for dessert. Don't know what I'm gonna use gaoliang for just yet, but I know I'm gonna use it. Or drink it. Gift cards for restaurants. So if this meal turns into shits, I'll just buy a gift card and have some shabu shabu. Scissors. And box cutters. Dude, my gut reaction is always pork belly, but I don't want, is it too easy? Pork belly, dude. Everybody loves pork belly. So now we have the pork, the noodles, the soup. We have everything. Chicken ass, my favorite. All right, love eating ass. Let's do it. I think I have everything I need. I think. First course, we're making a soup. we're using the soup packets from my favorite instant noodle brand. It's a beef-based broth, and we added a bit of mushrooms and a little wawa cai, which is like a baby napa, and a tiny bit of white pepper. I never thought I'd be thinly slicing onions with a pair of scissors and a box cutter in a High Life. Not even a 7-Eleven, a High Life. It's just kind of, it's an appetizer, you know? It's gonna be pretty salty. I added a little bit more water to compensate. Only using the microwave. So honestly, super, super simple. That's it. My chemical romance. And add in our veggies. The second course, we're doing a marinated and toasted pork belly. So we marinated with kind of like a bunch of different sauces that they offer. Come after you go to one of them clubs and just spend 4 hours in a High Life prepping a 4-course meal for yourself. We have sha-cha-jiang, which is like a Taiwanese barbecue, but it's more so of a confit alien sauce. We use it at the restaurant a bunch of times. We have tianlajiang, which is sweet and spicy sauce. This is the most oddest experience I've ever had in my life. So we added gaoliang and blended whiskey because using alcohol to cook pork is really traditional. We're gonna do it at 150 degrees Celsius, which is equivalent to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. We're gonna have to put this guy in here for about at least 30 minutes, at the very least. Why not? Yeah, and I think that's all we have. And we're gonna garnish it with a little bit of kimchi and probably a little bit of thin sliced onions. Third course is we're gonna utilize the noodles from the instant noodles. What we're gonna do is we are going to make a sauce for the dry noodles with gongyan wuchu, which is a signature Taiwanese vinegar, and a little bit of soy and wheat soy sauce. And we're gonna utilize their prepackaged food, barbecued chicken ass. Or to put more elegantly, it's chili xiang, but I prefer chicken ass. For the last course, we're gonna do a rice pudding. We will use pre-cooked rice that we're gonna microwave with a little bit of papaya milk. As of right now, I think we're like 75%. And nothing looks too disgusting yet. We're not going for a Michelin star, all right? Oof, that's hot. This is kimchi from Aiziwei. So, of course, I went for it. I am seeing a kimchi sha-cha pork belly that is the ultimate definition of sandbag cookery. So here we are with our 4 courses made mostly from scratch at High Life. So the Japanese convenience store, from my knowledge, is sort of the ancestor of all, at least Asian convenience stores, right? Kind of just rubbed off on that and took what they had and brought it to a whole new level and adapted to the Taiwanese market. And I think the thing that's special about the Taiwanese convenience store is the fact that you can come in at 4 in the morning and they have exactly what you want. Whether it is a really spicy ramen or a raw piece of pork belly for you to cook 4 hours later. If convenience stores were to have the impact that I think they will have on Taiwanese cuisine, it would be the utilization of microwaves. I use microwaves for the soup, I use microwave for the rice pudding, I use microwaves for the noodles, and I also use microwaves for the pork. That is the one thing that I use for all 4 dishes. And again, this is my hypothesis that we'll be using way more microwaves and that Taiwanese people need to get Datong to make more microwaves before Samsung beats us to it. For my last stop, I decided to check in on one of Taiwan's most iconic
bite-sized dishes, the popcorn chicken. With a history of 40 years, Popcorn Chicken King is one of the pioneers of the recipe that became widely commercialized. But it's not just traditions that I'm finding. I'm looking at an intricate system of selling the dish that maximizes everything a chicken has to offer, the business of chicken.
它整个的东西的摆成，好，从客人一进来的 SOP， 他从拿点汤卡开始，然后每一个点汤卡的牌子，它都有一个号码，都有一个号码对号码。以前本来不想做这个展示柜，原因说我们走麦当劳的模式就是后面那个品项，
就是 menu。
但是我们的一个办消费者，你看到 menu， 跟看到现有的产品。 一定会有一个看到现有产品，
一个是看到图，一个是看到图。大部分人都喜欢看图。
对，所有一般的鸡里面的17个部分，我们除了鸡毛没卖以外，我们通通把它发挥到淋漓尽致了。
对，我有看到鸡架子。
好，鸡架子，以前我们的鸡架子是送给卖面的，然后以前的这个鸡软骨是鸡胸肉里面，我们直接就把它放在鸡排里面都卖出去了。后来我就把它拿回来卖了。 这个点汤卡，我刚刚就讲过，我们有分素食面的，它在这点汤卡完之后，它只要经过读卡机。
这真的是我以前考试的时候用的那个
考试的原理。对，考试的原理。
那个格子都长得一模一样。
对，一模一样。
Before we go further, I need to explain that Taiwan's popcorn chicken is not just any fried chicken. First, the batter is made from sweet potato starch. And more importantly, basil is added on top of the seasoning mix, giving it just a touch of spice and herbaceousness to the taste.
这也是盐酥鸡的灵魂啊！这个盐酥鸡，你在炸到要起锅的时候，再把它炸一点点下去，它的整个味道，你看，你闻一下有没有？哇，就是这个味道。
我们在美国没有这样子的品质的九层塔。8,000 miles away, same technique. This is a fishing string. We use this to cut soft-boiled eggs. The yolk is jammy. So if you use a knife, your knife's gonna be a mess. And then the eggs are gonna just like separate and then fall apart. This keeps the egg intact, keeps the jam intact without making a mess in the kitchen. 究竟是什么东西让盐酥鸡这么吸引人，而且是全世界，不止台湾？
是这个盐酥鸡，当时40年前在卖盐酥鸡的动机啊，其实是我们的便当菜。 这是我妈妈给我们的一个便当菜。那盐酥鸡呢，当时会卖盐酥鸡是一只鸡里面最便宜的地方，台湾人最不想吃的地方就是鸡胸。那我们就想说，用这个东西如果可以把它变得很好吃，那想必客人除了喜欢以外，它的市场也会无限的扩大。那刚开始40年前我们在卖的盐酥鸡的口味，它就是很传统的一些的。 酱油啊、糖啊、还有香油、米酒拌一拌，就拿出来分享给大家了。那后来因为量大以后，这种的方式没有办法满足客人，因为为什么？它的鸡肉的弹性跟水分度的含水量不够，客人也不一定会喜欢。所以我们的引进德国的第一个按摩机，鸡肉按摩机，
就是一个
滚筒的按摩机，
滚来滚去的那个，我常看到。
它因为它这个按摩机里面的原理呢，它会把里面的空气 打到毛细孔里面，然后腌料里面也会很迅速的在这个鸡肉里面，然后它在经过按摩以后，它这个鸡肉它就更加的 Q 弹，而且它的保持的那个水分跟纤维质，它就不会流失。
全球70亿人口，你随便抓一个，90%、100%，那个人会喜欢吃炸鸡。
因为鸡的东西哦，应该是全世界没有一个宗教是不吃鸡的，好，所以鸡的它相对它被受广泛的层次，它就比较广。 再说鸡肉，它这个有炸鸡的这个部分，它的层次感非常多，就是你无论是它腌制的部分，其实它就已经含到你所有卤的东西，它就已经含在肉里面。在它的表皮的酥脆度啊，它有一种叫做酥脆度，会让你的脑神经会发出的信号，好像你就是一直不吃它会有一种很难以抗拒的那种的动力，让人家咬下去的口感，那个除了炸烤。 所有的综合的一个口感里面，它在油炸的过程里面，它是完全可以把它全部衬托出。
以一个烹饪的角度来讲，炸鸡代表着人们最喜欢的所有东西。在食物里面，它包含了脆，包含了嫩，包含了香， 包含了咸，
对，它
包
全部
含了甜，
是，
通通都是大家
通通在里面，
从小到大
对
生出来就会喜欢的口感。
是。
What I'm interested to know is, if popcorn chicken is already so iconic, what else can we develop on top of this for the next phase of Taiwanese bite-sized cuisine?
I did not expect to see vegetarian popcorn chicken here. Because I grew up on this stuff. This was not offered to me when I was 15 years old. How do you stay relevant? When you've been open for 40 years, right? Dago was saying, when you're number one, everybody's gunning at you. So you have to keep inventing. My first time trying vegetarian popcorn chicken.
它这里面的成分大部分就是我们两个杏鲍菇跟香菇的梗，然后跟大豆粉去把它变成有一个鸡肉的口感。
做成像肉馅。
对，所以它比较有我们讲菇跟一个大豆粉去把它调味成盐酥鸡的感觉。
我觉得吃起来我不会联想到说它是一个鸡肉。
对。
它有自己非常非常独特的口感。
对，
我很喜欢。
Whether it be vegetarian popcorn chicken, sandbagged barbecue pork belly in convenience stores, or hot pot in karaoke lounges, the one thing is the constant evolution of Taiwanese bite-sized culture. With tons of new ideas and recipes being brought to the market every day, it's difficult to make an accurate prediction of what the next big thing will be. The Taiwanese are ferocious in spitting out new concepts that don't seem to fit the bill. So I guess only time will tell which ones are here to stay.